Alright, DC fans, so we have some brand new news out of the Batman Part 2 as to who we can expect to see inside of this film. Some cast news that is kind of setting Twitter on fire right now, so we'll definitely discuss that. But also, we have some other things that I want to touch on when it comes to this movie, such as this right here. Okay, we have the first shot from the Batman Part 2. Filming has officially begun for this film, so we could be very excited. It's slated in theaters for October 31st, 2027 is I believe the date. Definitely October 2027. That's for sure. The slating for this film. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back whatsoever and they are able to wrap up the filming this year and begin that editing and post-production process for the movie. Now in this first shot, it looks like we're filming someone on a table for the opening shot of this film. Very strange, very weird, right? But what I'm expecting here is going to tie into some news that we're going to talk about later in this video. But before we go ahead and talk on Victor Zsasz, we have to discuss Colin Farrell as the Penguin, who is apparently only going to appear in 2 scenes as the Penguin in the Batman Part 2. Now, if you ask me, this is a huge miss for the film, all right? Because Colin Farrell was one of the best parts of the original, the Batman 2022 film, while also being an amazing breakout star and character in his own The Penguin series on HBO Max. I can't stress it enough. If you have not seen The Penguin series on HBO Max, you have to go watch it before you see this film, because he does such an amazing job at putting this character on that next level, on that next tier, and on a pedestal for all of us to enjoy. Okay, it was an amazing performance. I love that series, and I expect more scenes out of him here. I'm sad that we're only getting 2. That's a bit of a letdown for me, a bit of a disappointment if I'm going to be honest, but it's okay because we have some other huge announcements and other huge characters that are supposed to be playing a role inside of the plot of this movie, which we're finally going to talk about right now. This is the main reason that we made this video. Okay, some huge news we have to discuss is Sebastian Stan, who of course in a previous video when we talked about all of the cast getting leaked and revealed by Matt Reeves himself, we talked about the fact that he is more than likely going to be playing Harvey Dent. Now, after a YouTuber by the name of Chris Stanley came out with his own leaks and DC news about the cast listings for this film, it appears that that's beginning to change. Okay, it's now being announced and put out by different news sites, things like that, as to who Sebastian Stan is actually going to be playing. And apparently, sadly, it's not Harvey Dent. I think he would make an amazing Harvey Dent. I think he has the look for it. I think he's perfect for the role. But apparently, he's going to be playing the role of Victor Zsasz. Now, if you don't know who Victor Zsasz is, he is more of like a C tier Batman villain, I would say. If you've played the Arkham Knight games, right? If you played the Arkham series, you would know exactly who this character is. He's sort of just this prisoner in Arkham who is a bit of a nut job. He cuts himself every time he kills someone, so he has, you know, scars all over his body, tally marks, things like that. And you'll see this character just randomly appear at times as a quick little villain for Batman to deal with. Normally, you know, Batman knocks him out in one punch, locks him up, or hits him with a batarang, and he's out of the count. And that's pretty much all you see out of him. He causes a little bit of havoc, a little bit of a ruckus, but he never plays a huge part in the Batman stories. He's more of just a C character, as I listed before. So sad that we're wasting, you know, a great actor like Sebastian Stan, a notable mainstream actor like Sebastian Stan, on a role like Victor Zsasz. But regardless, I think he is going to bring an amazing performance to the role of Victor Zsasz, and who knows, maybe Victor Zsasz steps up to that next tier and to that next role based on what Matt Reeves has in store for us, based on what he's written for this film. Who knows, you know, we might get an amazing performance, but on top of that, an amazing role inside of this film for the Victor Zsasz character. Now, moving on, okay, because this is who is supposed to be playing Harvey Dent now, apparently, to this leak, to this news that has come out. And I'll pull it up on the screen for you right now. It says Brian T. Henry will play Harvey Dent in the Batman Part 2. Now, the reason that this is setting the internet on fire a little bit, Twitter on fire a little bit, is the fact that he doesn't really look the role, right? And we're not even talking about race, skin color, anything like that. We've seen Harvey Dent played by a black man before in the past, just as we've seen, for instance, Jim Gordon get race swapped inside of this 2022 Batman film, and that actor did a fantastic job. I love his portrayal of Jim Gordon. Okay, I've loved past portrayals of Harvey Dent, but I do think the best Harvey Dent that we've ever seen on screen has came out of that Dark Knight trilogy in the Dark Knight film itself, right? That was just a brilliant performance. I have a hard time believing that they could do it better here than it was done in that film. They got the origin story perfect. He's Gotham's DA, all of these different things leading up to the Two-Face turn. I thought it was great. But when you look at Brian Tyree Henry, and no disrespect to this man, I've enjoyed his work in the past, especially in films like Bullet Train, right? I think he does a fantastic job inside of that movie, but he just doesn't look the part. Now, of course, this is Hollywood, okay? He can get himself in shape. He can look like that handsome, dashing look that Harvey Dent is supposed to have as Gotham's DA. He is supposed to have some Bruce Wayne-esque to him, you know? That level of suaveness to him. That's what Harvey Dent is supposed to be. And I just do not feel that from Brian Tyree Henry, at least just looking at different pictures for him. Now again, like I said, he can get himself in shape for this role. We have Hollywood prosthetics, makeup, things like that that can lend to him playing this role. In terms of like an actual performance, I think he could do a great job there. I think it's just the look that's a problem, but that could be fixed, that could be solved. So a little bit concerned there, but not overly concerned. I think that we're in good hands with Matt Reeves here. I think that he knows what he's doing based on that Batman 2022 film. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt as to the outrage that's going on right now for him supposedly playing Harvey Dent, which also I'll throw this up on the screen for you right now. Okay, it says Brian Tyree Henry will reportedly be playing Harvey Dent in the Batman Part 2, according to YouTuber Chris Stanley. He says that Harvey will become Two-Face in the film and will have practical makeup done by Mike Marino as the makeup artist for this film. Now, sounds interesting. It could work. Okay, I'm not going to give too harsh of an opinion right now on it, but that is my take on him playing this character. But to be honest, I've also seen some other rumors and things going around, and we have to talk about that too, because it has been hinted at online that who knows, maybe this YouTuber got it incorrect. Maybe, you know, he got some misinformation there, because there is a second Harvey inside of the Batman universe that I do think Brian Tyree Henry would be perfect for the role as, and that is the role of Harvey Bullock. I'm going to read to you who Harvey Bullock is right now, because I'm sure a lot of you do not know who this character is unless you're like very well versed in the Batman mythos, fandom, and universe, right? He's appeared in the animated series, he's appeared in different movies, things like that. But more specifically to me, and where I really know this character from, is the Gotham TV show that aired back in the day. And yeah, I just think he's a great character. Let's talk about him a little more. It says Harvey Bullock is a fictional detective in the DC Comics universe, primarily known as a gruff, cynical, but ultimately effective member of the Gotham City Police Department, and a frequent, often reluctant ally of Batman and Commissioner Gordon. He's characterized by his disdain for Batman's vigilantism, his love of food, especially donuts, and his rough around the edges demeanor, though he often proves to be a good cop with hidden moral compass despite past accusations of corruption. So we could also touch on it there. I have seen in the past that this character does have, you know, a little bit of an ability to be corrupt there. And I just think that it would be a great performance. He looks like a Harvey Bullock when you look at Brian Tyree Henry, right? He looks like more of a Bullock than a Dent to me. I think if they pushed more towards that direction, it would be perfect. But again, we're going to let the filmmakers do their job. That is the Batman news for today. We had to talk about these updates for the cast and the fact that they begin filming and things like that. Victor, Zsasz, all of this interesting content and concepts. I can't wait to see them come to life and come to fruition in the theater come October 2027. Those are my thoughts on the Batman Part 2 news updates. Let me know your thoughts on this movie news down in the comment section down below. If you don't know what we do here on Dipping Got Any TV, we do film, TV, and pop culture based content. So if you're interested in this type of content, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.